Well, hi everyone. This month's focus is on financial well-being, managing your money well. Every day we're faced with financial decisions that are really small, like groceries, eating out, maybe we're getting coffee or new clothes, we're buying gifts for others, doing our own entertainment, and planning for vacations. And that all adds up and all makes a difference to our own bottom line. But when you have bigger financial situations like retirement, college tuition, maybe purchasing a home or handling debts, maybe you're estate planning or planning for inheritance or taxes, making incorrect decisions can have much bigger consequences. And so that's why all Delicato employees have access to financial advisors through our long-standing trusted partner, CapTrust. Their advisors come on site each March to help our employees with these decisions, and you can take advantage by signing up now. Additionally, for those that are getting closer to retirement and wondering what their situation will look like, one of the CapTrust services is called a retirement blueprint that maps out what your retirement will look like based on your own inputs so that you'll know what to expect before you get there. So let's take a look at that in further detail. A few years ago, I used the CapTrust for a retirement blueprint for myself. So I'd like to share a little bit about what is involved in there so I can help you understand what it's going to look like for yourself when you do this. Let's start off with the first thing. Accumulation is what CapTrust considers as money coming in during your working years and all the way up until your retirement dates. There's a lot of different factors here, and some of these might be different for you versus someone else. You can see these different considerations here, and ultimately what CapTrust will do is then produce a chart or a graph that shows over time you're going to have more money that's coming in all the way up until that retirement date. That makes sense. Then they're also going to ask you some questions about how's the money going to come out? What's your lifestyle going to look like? Do you have any major expenses? What are you planning for? And of course, again, some of these are going to be different for one person versus another. And then they'll develop this nice little chart that's going to look like something like that. The money's coming out over time, and that will start to help you figure out how much money am I going to have and how long is it going to last? Well, you don't have to be an expert to put these two together because CapTrust is that expert. They have sophisticated software and modeling to put those all together, and based on a number of different variables that you're going to help them understand of your wants, your desires, your needs, they will come up with a nice chart over here. It's going to look something like this. You have your accumulation up to the point of your retirement, and then you're going to have your withdrawals. So that's going to help you figure out, one, do you have enough money to last your whole life, or are you going to outlive your money? And then also, do you need to make some adjustments in your retirement goals and wishes? Well, this is what it all looks like conceptually. So now let's take a look at the actual screenshots from CapTrust, and you can get an idea of what it would look like in a more sophisticated format. All right, so when you meet with the CapTrust advisor, you've got 30 minutes online, and of course you can meet with follow-ups, but they're gonna ask you a series of questions. And if you have a spouse, this is a great meeting to involve the spouse in to really be on the same page and be able to provide all of the necessary information. Just some simple questions, and of course it's gonna relate to finances. So these are some examples, and everything that's grayed out is going to be your personal information. There's a second page here that lists some questions as well. And then all of that gets wrapped up into something that looks like this. Nice, easy, condensed format with your information. And the whole goal of that, as we just saw this chart, now this is what it's going to look like in the CapTrust retirement blueprint format. And this chart, let's break this down. This is an example of someone who ran this blueprint at age 42, and it shows their assets are slowly accumulating over time. As you can see, the graph is going up. And this individual has a spouse also. Those two individuals are going to, the employee and the spouse, are going to retire at different times, but generally in the age range of 66, 68, up to age 70. And that's why you'll see, kind of looks like a mountaintop. And it starts to then come down over time because, as we just learned, that's going to be considered a withdrawal. So money comes out and gets withdrawn over time. You can see once it hits to that bottom line on the right side at age 96, that tells us that in this model, at age 96, this employee and spouse would run out of money. So if that's concerning, then it gives you the opportunity to make some adjustments over time. Maybe that means a change in lifestyle. Maybe that means setting up different goals in your life. If that is a good number, if you think, well, there's no way I'll live to 96 or outlive my money, well, then that gives you some assurance and confidence in what you're doing is the right thing. This is also shown if you like more of a table format. Everything that's gray here will be your individual numbers, and you can see this over time. Again, the top here, we're looking at accumulation, meaning your working years until retirement, and then the withdrawals are post-retirement. You can see some different ages. After your retirement blueprint is done and you meet with your advisor, you will get an email, and then that will contain a link to the actual file. You can download that and discuss it. Our CapTrust advisor is actually recommending to do this annually, especially for those folks who are within a few years or even close to retirement. That will give you the best idea of what's happening and what to expect. Lastly, once you get your retirement blueprint, the CapTrust website for really anyone has a number of different tools and webinars and calculators, lots of good information that's out there, so you can check these out at your leisure. Well, now you know what a retirement blueprint is and how it can help you. So the last thing is for you to actually do it. And the easiest way to do that is to schedule time with an advisor on CapTrust website, captrustadvice.com. You simply select a date and time that works for you, mark it on your calendar, and then gather your own numbers for that meeting. You can have as many follow-up meetings as you'd like, and all of these are no cost to you. And so there you have it, the how-to for your retirement blueprint. Now it's up to you to make it happen.